I want to talk about some of the Hawkgirl discourse and how it relates to the warrior woman trope. No spoilers for Superman 2025, but I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Hawkgirl and how ruthless she is and the pragmatism of the character because of some of the decisions she makes later on in the movie. Again, I will not say what those decisions are. And I found it really interesting because I feel like a lot of us, especially millennials, grew up with this version of a character who was a soldier, right? Like the Hawkgirl from the DCAU, specifically Shira Hall, was a member of the Thanagarian military. Like she did come to this planet to like conquer, and the way that she fought, right? She has this electrified maze that she beats people with. Like it is a very specific type of character with a very specific past. I don't know as much about the new version of the character, who's apparently named Kira Saunders and is obviously Latina, but it is interesting that people were still taken aback because I feel like one of the consistent through lines for this character is that she is a warrior. The warrior archetype is often directly contrasted with other archetypes of heroes who don't, do what you have to do to end an enemy, right? Like this idea is that soldiers follow orders, they will do what they have to do to win, right? There's a very specific mentality there where we sort of see a little bit of it in the DCAU version of Wonder Woman that I grew up with from Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, where she is very, very ruthless. She is very intense. It is again directly contrasted with the new 52 version of her from the DC movies that are all on HBO Max, I think, where she is much, much, much clearer in her position as a warrior, right? She like carries a sword around sometimes and she follows orders and she does what it takes to like end a battle. This is an interesting foil for characters, again, like Batman and Superman, who don't, unalive people because it goes against their moral codes. For a soldier type character, the moral code doesn't matter because at the end of the day, what's most important to them is winning. This is a character archetype that I'm very familiar with because one of my favorite characters, Rachel from Animorphs, is this archetype, right? She is trained in this warrior mold where obviously when the series starts out, she's a little kid. She's like 13, they get the power to morph. But as the series goes along, you see her become this type of person where on the sliding scale of like ruthlessness and pragmatism and doing what it takes to like win a battle and end an enemy, she very clearly at the beginning of the series is like further along on the axis versus Cassie, right? Someone like Cassie who's all the way at the beginning and it's like, we must never take a life. She's the ultimate pacifist where she like gets the Animorphs into really, really crazy situations because she refuses to take a life. Whereas Rachel, one of the pivotal turning moments of the series is in the 22 to 24 books where she, obviously the David arc, where she is contracted by the leader of the group, Jake, her cousin, to like go end David. And it's again this growing awareness that Rachel, that we knew her, right? This like soccer playing girl who loved, Xena the warrior princess, has now changed and become something else because she, in every single situation, will do exactly what she needs to get out of it alive and to win. And I can talk more about this if people are interested, but the only thing I don't like about this trope is that often, depending on the morality of the show, series, or like whatever, these characters only have one way that they leave the story. Justice for Rachel.